Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm using my Counterfeit Kit challenge from June, which I pulled forward to July, which was also part of my How to Kill a Kit with Style from June that I'm using in July. And I am using the Grab 500 pattern paper challenge from week 26 and the Scrap Rooms throwback sketch from July. So there's lots of things going on here today, and all of my little pieces here are from Scrap a Sketch. I only have one big sheet of paper, not this green one, that I have left in the kit. This green one was in my counterfeit kit, but wasn't actually part of my How to Kill a Kit. And I thought I could use it as a background. And spoiler, I'm not going to use it as a background because it's just a little more vibrant than some of the other papers I chose, and it really threw me off for a while. So this layout took me a long time to actually make today. And part of it is I was fighting with wanting to use that green piece of paper. And part of it was I needed to do a lot of paper piercing together because this rainbow that I have right here, that's this orangey coral color, was the only full piece that I had left in my How to Kill a Kit. And yeah, that made it a little bit harder today. So I decided I was going to mat my photo, which is of my youngest at Heritage Park quite a number of years ago. And it was just her and her dad took this picture of her, and she still really likes to go to Heritage Park. So yeah. So I'm using this rainbow paper as one of the larger pieces in the background and for the layers, and there's lots of layers on this. And had I actually thought about that a little bit more before I started, I probably would have chose different papers or maybe just a different sketch. But I really liked the big scallop that's on the edge of the sketch, so all the things. So I do rotate the sketch, so the scallops will be on the side because I do have a vertical picture, not a horizontal picture. And then, yeah, I'm just figuring out things, looking at papers. This literally took me an hour and a half to do. And really, there's no rhyme or reason why it should have taken me that long. And it's not like I even just sat and looked at my paper. like I'm doing stuff. So for a large scallop, because I don't have a large scallop punch, I'm just cutting out with my circle punch some half circles, and then I am going to glue it onto this strip. This is not the strip I'm going to use. It's going to go into my scraps. Maybe I can use it on my layout for the 30th. We will see. I haven't done that yet, so we will see. so getting it on, and I'm like, this would work as a strip. We'll try this. And then it's all together. This is not what I'm going to use, but I'm going to show you how I did it anyway. So I just ran some glue, turned it over, and then I'm just going to line up more of where the circle bit is, not the line, because all of my halves are not quite the same. So could I have done that easier and like just cut full ones and then cut them in half? Totally. And I'll show you that when I do it again, but with not the strip. So things. So for the Grab 500 pattern paper challenge, I need to have a diagonal stripe paper, orange die cut circles, and wood grain or wood veneer. And I have none of that yet, but I will. And then you saw the sketch at the beginning. So the sketch does have some circles on it as part of it, so that works out okay. If we called the polka dot circles, which are circles, we could call that circles too. So I'm going to get some half circles in here. I'm going to get some full circles in here. I'm going to get some wood veneer circles in here in like buttons, and then a little bit of orange in different spots. So there's some orange on this pattern paper with the rainbows. And had I been smart, I would have pieced this together right now as I'm doing this. I would have glued this all together, and it would have made it a lot easier, and it would have been done. Because look, I line it up, get it lined up. I could have started right there, and it would have made things a lot easier. But nope, I get distracted and do other things and forget that I even do this. So this is where I'm deciding that I don't like the green. I'm like, do I like it? No, I don't like the green. I do have a small piece of that green in my scraps because I used it on something else. And so I do try and bring it in again for just a strip of it, and it's not going to stay. But I'm just inking everything in black now because I'm going to put it on white paper, and you don't want to get everything lost. And I'm still trying to like work with the layers, and I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll just leave it like this. Maybe I can just leave it shorter. It's longer in the sketch, maybe. I don't know. So I'm going to try. It's not going to stay. Well, it's going to stay there, but it's not going to stay short. And so I'm like, yeah, do I need this? I think I need this. So now I'm trying to line it up again because why I didn't actually glue it together to start with, I don't know. And then I'm going to go back to this blue polka dot paper, and I like that more now that the green polka dot paper isn't behind it. Oh, all of these scraps that I'm playing with are from Scrapbook, and because I'm part of the design team, even though this is not a design team layout, I do have these kits linked below because they are printable kits, and there is a coupon code below in the description box too. So if you really like these ones, I am working with Happy Mother's Day and Daffodils and Raindrops. I think there's another one that I'm working with too, but it's listed below. And that's pretty cute, and I'm okay with that. And now that I've done a little bit of inking, I have to do all of the inking, which also takes more time. But look at me, try that green piece. Now I just have a strip of it. Can I use a strip of it? And I was thinking maybe I could because of the green grass in the background. But it takes the balance off, I think. Like that blue is in the actual rainbow paper, so it doesn't distract from the rainbow paper. The green in the rainbow paper is more of a, like almost like a pine green, where this is more apple for the polka dot. And so I think that's why I was having such difficulty with it. And then you can see that I am piecing together some rainbow paper so that this can extend, because yep, it looks like it goes really far on the sketch. And this one I'm not worried about except for the two that are lining up. So it's actually not where the actual pattern is, but it's going to work. It's got the right rainbow. So yeah, all good. Of all the things. And then this is not going to line up exactly for where the rainbows are on that paper and the other one. And I decided I didn't care. There was enough time spent on the rainbow paper at this point in time, and Ian and on about it. So now I'm like, I don't like this anymore with that. Do I like this better? I don't know if I like this better. But that's not going to be enough. Yeah. So I'm going to put this back on there. Maybe this can be my strip. It is totally going to be my strip. There's also a long vertical piece that goes in behind this big square piece or big rectangle piece. So now I'm trying to decide what else I want for a layer. So I'm going to use more of this peachy orange rainbow paper as another layer. So I'm going to cut that up and across. So it's 1 inch wide and it's 1 inch at the top, so that it just sneaks in a bit. And then I'm going to cut 1 inch off here so that it can come over enough. And I'm still debating on that strip with the scalloped edge that I've made. And so this is what takes time. I'm piecing together the pattern so that it can go underneath. So when you see the lines, it's not like really in your face that it's not all the same at the same spot. So, and so then that one will line up like that. This one's not going to be quite right, but a little bit better than the other one. So I'm just going to scissors it, and had I been thinking, I would have edged these before I glued and then been fine, but I didn't, and so now I'm going to glue it in one big piece because I thought that might be easier to sneak back in, and it is not easier. So I'm going to show you a bit of what I try and do, but I think it probably would have been easier if I hadn't used tape and I'd used glue, but I'm going to try and get it in, and because that other piece is down, it's like difficult. I'm like, ugh, here, no. I need it down more. There we go. Of all the things, right? Of all the things. All right, and then I'm like, no, I don't like this, how it's interacting anymore. And it's the same colors, but I'm just not happy with the floral, so I'm going to punch 4 more circles. And I think these are 2-inch circles. And then I'm going to fold them in half. And I'm going to cut them. And then this is going to be my scallop that goes underneath the rainbows. And these hearts are super cute, so. And then I am going to ink all of those. And I decided this is too long, so I'm going to pull it up a little bit and rip this bottom bit off. But then I don't have the ink there, so this is going to make this a little harder because now it's really stuck. Like, all the things on this one, I like how it turns out eventually, but all of the things, right? Okay, here we go. Inking all these, making a mess on my paper, doing the thing. And a little bit there because it didn't quite. So now I'm going to glue these all on and ink the last one. All right, now this, where am my photo? Okay, so total disclaimer, I pull out a whole bunch of paper strips from like border strips, and I cut that whole part out because I'm like, do I do this? Do I do that? Do I do this skinny? And then, like, can I get the green on? I'm still fighting with green. Why I was like so determined to get the green on, I don't know. I really don't know. It doesn't need it. So I'm like, so you can see some of the border strips are out. I tried the black one, I tried a pink one, I tried an orange one, I tried like the green ones down there that are flowers, and I'm going to go back to doing the yellow because I need a yellow stripe anyway for my 100 pattern paper challenge. So I might as well get this on. And I think I've already done this year, I've already done over 100 pattern papers. So I'm just going to focus on doing Tina's challenges because they can be fun. So she does day challenges, she does grab 5 challenges, she does recipe challenges, sketch challenges. So I'm just going to play along with those, and the papers I use, great. I will definitely get to, well, I think I've already used 100 papers up this year so far. So, yay. I'm pretty sure because I definitely know that I have more than 100 layouts that I've done this year so far. So that being said, I obviously have used probably 100 pieces of paper. I don't always use pattern paper on my layouts, but a good portion of them I do. So here's the 2 circles that were on the sketch, and I'm going to ground them with another piece of this stripe paper because they just felt like they were hanging out, and I wanted that blue paper just one more place. So inking this, getting this on. Look it, I've made a decision. Woohoo! I did diagonal those edges so that it added a little bit different texture. This is going to completely overlap that because I'm happier with that. Then this is going to get inked. And then on the bottom here, yay, yay, decisions have been made. We are getting there. Like, if you've made it this far, thank you. And then I'm just smushing out some of my fingerprints because that was a thing with all of the inking. And so now I'm going to look at some different stuff. I'm not going to use any of these. I think about that one. I'm like, nope. And then I look through my bin where all of my counterfeit stuff is, and there's nothing else there that I want to look at. I'm going to try some of these. I think these were Pink Fresh from a Hip Kit Club. But they're all during lockdown kind of sentiments and things. And I'm like, some of them worked for my kit, but not all of them. So I'm going to go through this bin of embellishments I just have hanging out on the floor right now. So I'm going to pull a bunch of stuff out. Lots of things that have been in other counterfeit kits anyway, so it works. Some of them that were in last month's kit, some of them were earlier. And so I'm just looking to see what I can find that I can get on here. I thought about this Wild and Free as a title. It's not going to stay. I really got to use those stickers up because they're older than old. I like this, my favorite place, and that came out of a Hip Kit Club. I think that's out of Flourish. And then there's some summertime stuff in here that I'm going to pull for maybes. That blue little speech bubble says, yes, please. Those two that I've put at the top there have some summertime sentiments. I'm going to look through this one, and this says Little Joys, and it's the same kind of pink and purple in that rainbow paper. That rainbow I thought would be cute. Or the cloud that has the rainbow rain. And then this said Not a Good Day, and I just cut off the knot because every day at Heritage Park is a good day. So I'm looking through a little bit more to see. Nope, nothing on this one. Those wooden veneer buttons, I'm like, I'm definitely going to use none of those. And so let's get some of this on that I know I'm going to use. So my title is going to change from being along the side there to here. And so it says, our favorite place, a good day. And this says, yes, please, Little Joys. And then I'm going to put some buttons on, and these are circles and wood veneer. I got my die cuts on now. There's some orange on these buttons that I use. So I do have all of the things that I needed for my Grab 5. I've got the basis of the sketch, and I have no 12 by 12 papers, or even, I don't even think I have anything larger than a 4 by 6 left of this. So the rest of these papers are going to go into my baggie with my scraps, and maybe I'll use some of those on the 30th. But this is a killed kit. I found these orange little metal glitter butterflies and dragonfly. I'm just going to write right on here, you and Dad at Heritage Park, July 20, and I couldn't remember the year, so it's going to stay 20 until I look it up on my computer, and then I will use that pen and write in the last bit. I think it was 2018, but I don't know, 2018 and 2017 run together for me right now, and I can't remember which way it was. So, and then I'm going to use this fan brush and some Distress Oxide and Black Soot to sprinkle a whole bunch of sprinkles, because yeah, it kind of hides the mess with my fingers. And then that one is all done. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. There are some close-ups here coming along. There is a playlist for how to kill a kit with style, and there is link to Counterfeit Kit Challenge and Scrap a Sketch also linked below. And then the sketch came from the scrap room. Thank you so much again for being here today. I really appreciate when you subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you so much again, and have yourself a wonderful day.